Y'all, we are in the drinking area, but there'll be no drinking today for this man. This is our buddy George Bear Pete, always helping us out with some information and giving us stories of great trips he's done. George sailed on ABN AMRO too. And George, you just had your record broken, didn't you?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that with the Erickson boys just ripping it up?
Oh, you know, good for those guys. That's awesome. We knew it was going to go down.
Lasted a while though.
Lasted a long time, and I just wish I could be there. I mean, that's that kind of stuff is why you do the Volvo race. And it's just the best sailing of your entire life. It's kind of scary. It's a little bit hairy while it's going on, but there's a lot of adrenaline. And right now, man, those guys are running on no sleep, not a lot of food, just changing through watches, but not even feeling it.
Are you always just like one bad bad steer wave, one bad ease away from it all going over the side, or what?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you got to be careful. You got to have a lot of good guys who know what's going on. And but right now they're all completely tuned in. They're just running on adrenaline, and it looks like they'll keep that pace for quite a while, and it'll probably only be 2 slow days for them into Cape Town, so they'll have a little bit of time to decompress, but it'll still be full on. You come into Cape Town, and especially it looks like a lot of these guys are coming from the south, you end up behind Table Mountain. It gets really light, and it can be a tough battle that last 150 miles. It can take 3 days.
Wow.
So.
Well, you're not on the Volvo, but you are here, and you're leading this regatta after 7 races with Terry Hutchinson, Scotty, Amy, and who's your 5th?
Brian Janey.
Brian Janey, right, the
Yep.
Boy Scout. Another great friend of ours. But talk to us about today. It's ridiculously shifty out there, right?
Scrapping all day. Just boat set up really well. Terry, of course, is just an animal. The guy is remarkable in every way. He just sees so much stuff, and he's so fast with the gear changes and keeping the boat going. And he and Scott just worked really hard. It was fun to be a part of that.
How much of it is just skill, and how much of it is that these guys just know this frickin' water?
Knowing the water, I would say, was not as significant as just really being able to find the groove today. It was so shifty, and there were puffs everywhere, and you know, there were three different shifts within 30 yards, and boats, you know, to weather can be knocked or headed 10 degrees, and same thing with a pack to leeward. So just figuring out how to live in those situations and changing the gears, and Terry just made it happen all day.
Well, you guys got a bit of a blessing there. In the last race, 20-odd boats had to go back, including your chief competition at the top of the board, which was Blue Moon,
Right.
which was leading after 6 races.
Right.
They just went in after that, so they're going to have to drop. They're going to have to keep a 29 and take this drop, and they're out of it. What happened in that start?
Oh, it just ended up being a pretty pin-favored start. Pretty big jam up at the pin, and we were a third of the way up. I don't know where they started, but just one group ended up getting pretty advanced. The start before that, a lot of guys, there was a bit of a jam up at the pin. Guys didn't have their jibs out, and you get stalled out. The Melges has such a narrow keel fin that if you don't have the jib out, you won't go forward. You just go sideways, and you end up in irons. So I think a lot of guys this time knew that they had to have their jibs out and get forward pace, and everyone was just over.
Well, Ullman never went back. Sailed the whole race after being called OCS. So it looks like if that stands, then he's out too.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a tough break. We were a third of the way up, quarter of the way up from the pin, and really well covered with 5 seconds to go. So we were able to pull the trigger pretty early and happily, and knew that we were blocked on both sides.
All right, well, what do you got to do tomorrow to deal with what's going to be even lighter and at least a little bit warmer, but even lighter wind for sure?
Well, we're 7 points ahead of Joe Fly at the moment, which is nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, great. We've given ourselves a chance for tomorrow, but it's going to be really easy to leave 7 points on the course tomorrow, anywhere, from start to finish. If we don't have the speed and can't make it happen tomorrow, good on the guys who do.
Very, very magnanimous of you. Well, with the swings we saw today, anything could happen, but good job out there, man, and kick it tomorrow, okay?
Thanks.